Have you ever felt it? The intoxicating pull of a great, collective ambition. The feeling of being part of something larger than yourself. A unified force moving with a single, unstoppable will. It is one of the most powerful and dangerous drugs known to man. And it is the force that drove humanity, once, to declare war on heaven itself. This is not a story about a building. It is a story about a mindset. A mindset that is as alive today as it was on the plains of Shinar, thousands of years ago. It is a story of what happens when human unity, human technology, and human pride combine to create a power so great that it believes it no longer needs God. This is the story of the Tower of Babel. This is the day humanity challenged heaven. Our story begins in a world reborn. After the Great Flood, humanity was a single family with one language and a common speech. They journeyed eastward and found a plain, a blank canvas upon which to build a new world. And for the first time, they possessed a new, revolutionary technology, the baked brick. No longer were they limited by the stone of the mountains. They could create their own building blocks, an infinite supply for an infinite ambition. And with this new power came a new idea, a great, unifying, and catastrophically prideful vision. They said to each other, "Come, let's build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens so that we may make a name for ourselves. Otherwise, we will be scattered over the face of the whole earth." Do not miss the poison in these words. This was not a prayer. It was a manifesto. It was not an act of worship. It was an act of self-deification. The goal was not to reach God, but to replace him. They wanted to build a man-made salvation, a structure so mighty that it would secure their own unity, guarantee their own security, and make their own name great. It was the ultimate declaration of self-reliance. It was humanity, in its collective strength, saying to the heavens, "We don't need you anymore. We have our technology. We have our unity. We will be our own gods." And so, they began to build. Imagine the scene. A unified humanity, every mind, every hand, working in perfect concert. The sound of 1,000,000 bricks being laid, the shouts of architects speaking a single, common tongue, the sight of a structure rising from the flat earth, a man-made mountain of defiance, climbing, scraping at the very floor of heaven. This was the pinnacle of human discipline, of human action, of human cooperation. It was a masterpiece of project management, a testament to what we can achieve when we are united in a single, clear, and powerful purpose. But the purpose was flawed. The foundation was pride, and a structure built on the foundation of human pride, no matter how magnificent, is an abomination. The scripture says that the Lord came down to see the city and the tower the people were building. This is not the image of a surprised or threatened God. It is the image of a sad and disappointed father, observing the brilliant, beautiful, and utterly misguided efforts of his children. He saw their unity, he saw their power, and he saw where it would lead. If, as one people speaking the same language, they have begun to do this, the Lord said, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. This is a breathtaking statement. It is a divine acknowledgement of the almost limitless power of unified human will. But that power, when untethered from a higher, moral purpose, is the most dangerous force in the universe. A unified humanity, driven only by its own ambition to make a name for itself, would become a monstrous, self-consuming entity, a cancer on the face of the earth. And so, in an act not of anger, but of profound, surgical mercy, God performed a different kind of miracle. He did not send a flood. He did not rain down fire. He did something far more subtle and far more devastating. He confused their language. Imagine the moment. One bricklayer turns to his partner and asks for mortar, but the word that comes out is meaningless gibberish. The architect shouts a command, but it is heard as a cacophony of 100 different tongues. The perfect, harmonious symphony of construction descends into a chaotic, terrifying din of misunderstanding. The very thing that gave them their power, their perfect unity of communication, was taken away. The work stopped. The great project, the monument to human pride, ground to a halt. Frustration turned to suspicion. Suspicion turned to fear. Fear turned to tribalism. The single, unified family of man shattered into 1,000 fractured pieces, each unable to understand the other. And they abandoned their half-finished tower, their monument to a failed rebellion, and were scattered over the face of the earth, just as they had feared. What do you think are the modern towers of Babel we are building today, in our own pursuit of making a name for ourselves? Is it our technology, our financial systems, our own personal ambitions? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. The story of Babel is an eternal warning. It is a story about the danger of a purpose that is not aligned with the divine. It is a story that teaches us that true unity is not found in a common language or a common project, but in a common humility. It is a reminder that our greatest strengths, our intelligence, our technology, our ability to cooperate, when divorced from a higher moral compass, will always become the instruments of our own downfall. We are still building towers, in our careers, in our ambitions, in our relentless pursuit of security and a great name. And we must, every single day, ask ourselves the question, who is this tower for? Is it a monument to our own ego? Or is it a sanctuary for a purpose greater than ourselves? If this ancient story has given you a new perspective on our modern world, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. Join us as we continue to explore the timeless sagas that reveal the deepest truths about our own human nature.